Alex Grinch, the much maligned defensive coordinator out at Southern Cal, is out. He is no longer employed by the Trojans. He has been fired, relieved of his duties, and I think for good cause. I think anybody that's been paying attention out there, not just this year, but last year, has really been able to see that his defenses are holding that program back. The offense is championship caliber. They're led by obviously the far and away favorite to go number one overall in next year's NFL draft, Caleb Williams. You saw the emotion on Caleb Williams' face last night when he put it all on the field. He did everything he possibly could to lead the Trojans to an upset of the fifth ranked Huskies, but the defense just couldn't stop a nosebleed. And that's what it's been the entire 2 years that he's been under control, and dating back to his time at Oklahoma, quite frankly. I don't know why Lincoln Riley thought that he was the guy that he needed to bring out there with him, but here we are, right? Here we are 2 years into the tenure, not even 2 years in. Alex Grinch is done, and it's for good reason, right?
Yeah, for sure. I mean, obviously you could talk about wasting the potential of Caleb Williams, but, he doesn't obviously coach him directly. Who he does coach is, guys like Bear Alexander and Mason Cobb, who's been a little nicked up. You can't, blame him for, not maybe performing at his standard right now. But the point is, he's got great talent. They've brought in really great talent over the last several years, through the transfer portal, especially this last year, having all the hype train from Caleb Williams, winning the Heisman and, having the great season they had last year. You turn that around and you say, well, all of a sudden better players should translate to better results. But look, there's some kind of fluky things with the turnovers and the opportunistic defense last year that just kind of haven't turned back around this year. And that's going to end up costing you. But especially when you have better talent, you have to find a way to put a better defensive product on the field. Scoring 42 against a top 5 team should do it, right? If you can score 42 against a top 5 team, you should be able to win most of those games. Washington put up 52 because your defense is trash. And that's not anything on the players. I can't believe that the players are that bad, right? These are all, D1 athletes. These are all, big-time recruits. I just kind of think at the end of the day, you have to put this one squarely on Alex Grinch. And kind of like what you said, Lincoln Riley, you're the guy who brought him, across. You're the one who kept him last year, even after a bad product. This falls on Lincoln Riley to make a better product and to put a better product on the field as he's the leader of this program. So, look, is it unfortunate that you're probably wasting the Caleb Williams years with just a trash defense? Yeah, but there's still hope for this Trojan program if they can turn it around on the defensive side of the ball, keep some of that talent coming in. They can put a good quarterback on the field. They can have a great offensive system, right? Just because Baker left didn't mean that, there wasn't Kyler or whoever else to keep running the offense for Oklahoma. So Lincoln Riley can put a good product on the field. It's just up to him to actually do it and to put a good defensive product out there to pair with it.
Yeah, well said. I don't want to, beat the dead horse of his defense, but I will just show you from, the numbers don't lie, right? The scoring numbers don't lie. In the losses that USC has had, there have been 6 now in the 2 years under Lincoln Riley. They've given up 43, 47, 46, 48, 34 to Utah this year, which I think that's the equivalent of giving up to 40 to most other teams, and 52. So it's not the offense. They're scoring.
What were the offensive outputs in those games?
Yeah, so dating back to last year, it was a 43-42 loss to Utah, a 47-24 loss to Utah. I think Caleb Williams got banged up.
Yeah, that was his. Yeah, that was. Oh, yeah.
46-45 to Tulane in the Cotton Bowl in a game that they just, collapsed defensively in the second half. 48-20, it was a butt whooping to Notre Dame. 34-32 to Utah. And 52-42 last night.
So outside of 2 games, your offense showed up big time.
Yeah.
And, the 2 games where they didn't, one was the championship game where, you just kind of got beat soundly, and the other one was a bad weather game against Notre Dame.
Yeah, that's exactly right. And USC fans will be the first ones to tell you that the defense is what's holding this program back right now. The long term, it might be the recruiting, because I don't know if you've looked at the recruiting rankings lately. Yeah. Lincoln Riley is not exactly cleaning up there either. But for right now, we'll use
funny one too. I don't know if you saw it. They had a big time DB commit like immediately after Grinch got fired. So it seemed like maybe somebody was just waiting for a certain shoe to drop before he felt good about committing to that program.
Correlation, not always causation, but I think that's
Maybe
a
not,
pretty
maybe
good
not.
hypothesis right there. Again, Alex Grinch out as the USC defensive coordinator. I think anyone saw this. Everyone saw this coming. We don't always see coordinators get ousted in the middle of the year, but if they're going to salvage anything, they're still in it for the Pac-12 title, right? And that does mean something. Being the last team to win the Pac-12 before they ride off into the sunset to the Big Ten does mean something. And if they're going to do that, they're going to need a renewed defensive effort as they finish the season at Oregon and home against UCLA.
Gracious, how about that?